Hi everyone. I've been pretty absent for some time, but I'm doing this video based on a memorandum USCIS put out on the 21st of May. And the subject line of that memorandum reads, "Adjustment of status is a matter of discretion and administrative grace, and an extraordinary relief that permits applicants to dispense with the ordinary consular visa process." So this memo was intended for USCIS personnel only. Somehow it got leaked. So what it says, it's a 6-page document. I've read it in its entirety. And what it is essentially saying is that if you're adjusting status in the US, you have to go back to your home country for your interview once you get an interview date. Now, for decades, the process has been, once you're doing an adjustment, there is probably one circumstance that I can think of where you would be required to go back home for your interview. But outside of that, everybody else has always been permitted to adjust status here, attend their interview here, and once they're approved, they get their green card in the mail. Now, this is just another avenue that is being used to keep immigrants who built this country out of it. Okay. So the reason I'm doing this video is because on the 29th, USCIS apparently backpedaling on the memo once they found out it was, out there in the general public. Now it says, "This sweeping new permanent residency policy is not a blanket rule, and most legal immigrants currently residing in the country will not be forced," their words, not mine, "will not be forced to return to their home countries to secure a green card." The exact opposite of what they said. Now, in the previous memorandum of May 21st, they went as far as to say any adjustment of status that's approved in the US, it has to be extraordinary circumstances. Who determines what's extraordinary circumstances? Oh, yeah, the USCIS officer, in their own discretion. Nothing is standard. You can listen to stories from across the country, and you will have one story that has identical facts, and they go to 5 different USCIS officers and they get 5 different results. No standard. So with that said, this backpedaling is apparently been taking place now because immigration bodies are plotting and start to initiate lawsuits against USCIS. Yes, that's a thing. Once they do things that are illegal or that violates immigrants' rights, there are attorneys out there who live and die for this. So they're in the process of filing suit. Now, the fact that they've backpedaled and they're saying that, they just want to say that this is a matter of discretion is BS. Because even though they're saying this, my gut tells me that they're going to be applying what was in the May 21st memorandum. So y'all need to be aware and be on the lookout for these things. I know that there are persons, I personally have a client that has an interview scheduled for the beginning of June. She got her date before the 21st. That's before the memorandum went out. How does this affect her? I have absolutely no idea. So we've been talking, so she knows about this memo and knows what's going on. But the fact that they have not canceled her interview tells me that they're going to proceed as normal. I'll keep you guys posted as to what happens in her case. I'm not going to be able to go with her So I advised her to get an attorney to appear at the interview with her, and she's gonna keep me abreast of what's going on. In the interim, if you have friends and family who either have dates already scheduled prior to this or who are awaiting pending interviews, y'all should be following immigration law real close right now to see what's going on, okay? All right, have a great evening. Bye-bye.